Hi everyone, and I'm addressing RC2 Cowboy Church in Mabank, and also the Cedar Creek Amateur Radio Club, and also the Athens Amateur Radio Club, and any preppers that people who are just trying to take care of their families. We've had a program on all these organizations I mentioned for the last several months, up to a year, with just being prepared for taking care of our families. So, and these things like, we started out doing 3 days FEMA basic supplies, and then we went to 3 weeks and 3 months, and all of these organizations, as I mentioned, we've had those handouts or sent links appropriately. We've talked about filtrating water. We've talked about and shown that, and we've also shown canning, as well as power, maintaining power, different options there. I'm going to do this on a short video, relatively short video, and then if you guys need me to bring it up, a lot of y'all already have this. It's just no big deal, easy, whatever. You're going to move on to your next thing today or whenever you're watching this. But for those that haven't had experience with it, we're going to keep it simple, and it really is a very simple process. But just knowing the gotchas in advance might save you a little time. So my friend Chip Denman, who from RC2 Cowboy Church, reminded me, he said, Patrick, a family can live a long time on carbohydrates and proteins, so that'd be rice and beans. And he's absolutely right. So this solution is going to be for multiple months or years, actually. So we can actually store rice in vacuum sealer bags, remove the oxygen, and have it available to consume minimum 3 years, maybe up to 10 years, depending on who you believe. But anyway, it's not a matter of it going bad really, as it is just the nutrients staying in good shape. But we'll go into this a little bit later, but it'll be, if you take your time, you'll do it right. So we'll start out with the big bag of rice as an example. So this is a 25-pound bag of rice, and you can make many bags, or you can stuff many bags of rice into these particular bags. And I have the link to this, and also this particular unit, the vacuum sealer, on the description of this video. It's a FoodSaver brand, and it's about $150 to $200 depending on where, when and where you get it. Very easy to use. I will tell you though, even though it's very easy to use, there's a couple of gotchas that you just have to learn. When you first get it, there's going to be some cardboard in here. So open that up and remove that cardboard. It's to protect this unit. But if you don't go to the trouble to open it, you might just not get a good seal, not realizing that it's still, you haven't removed the shipping cardboard. So that's number one. Number two, you don't want to store it with that shut like that. Long story short, read the directions. They say not to do that. And maybe take this out. And this is what you take out to remove the water that could be in there. I don't see any in there right now. Like if you're doing some wet storage. So anyway, basically this is either dry or wet food, and you don't ever need, on this model, you don't ever need to push the seal, that button there, unless you're using rolls. So today we're just going to use the ready-to-go bags. This is for sealing, taking air out of cans or jars. But this is real simple. So I have a bag here of rice. I took out of that big bag, and now I'm going to add these O2 absorb. You've seen these in your pill packages, right? Just put about 3 or 4 of those in there, and just kind of mix them up like that. I try to get them in there a little bit because they have sharp edges, and if it seals just in a certain way, those edges could actually cut the bag. So I only have 2 hands, so I'm gonna going to do it in a certain way, but I'll tell you one of the pro tips that I learned is that if you just do it on top of the counter, you can imagine that this rice is going to want to come out. You know, it's going to look kind of weird. The easier way to actually do this is to put this, put this on the very edge of your kitchen cabinet, open the drawer underneath, like that, put this bag of rice right underneath. And by doing that, okay, and then by doing that, once you stick that in there, you can actually feed it with your knee. So you just kind of feed it in there. Now I will tell you that is just like the instructions said, you have to really be careful to put this in just right. And I'll do one without the rice just real quick because it's going to be easier. But so you're basically going to feed it in, and you need to kind of make sure that it's pulled apart like that, or just tight, as tight as you can with 2 hands. Okay, so I'll put this on pause and get it kind of ready. Yeah, I'm in the general neighborhood of where I need to be. So you have, this is automatic. So once you get it in far enough, it's just going to start removing air. And then the next stage is it's going to burn in the seal. And then after that, it'll let you know that it's ready and that it's done. So I'm just going to carefully, since I only have one hand, I got this phone, I'm just going to carefully push this in. See if I can do it with one hand. You can do it for sure. So here we go. Using my knee to get it in there now. I don't think that's going to be the best seal because, again, I would have a hand here and a hand here normally. We'll see what happens. It's making progress. Still making progress. The next thing we're going to hear is a click when it's done, and now it's the red light means it's sealing the bag, so it's burning this with a seal. It says it's done. Now you can see how that's hard as a rock. If I didn't do this right and if it didn't seal right, you're going to find out within the hour because it's going to go soft on you. You can actually try again with the bag. You can cut this as close as you can, and then you can try again. I'm about a 50-50 success when it comes to that, if I do that. You know, like if I forget to do these and I want to start over, or if I don't get a good seal, you can cut that and try it again. It doesn't cost you anything to try. But I'm just telling you, after you start running out of room, and it's kind of 50-50. So again, when you get all done, put them in the storage bucket and put them in somewhere cool. Now, when you get done with this unit, remember, we don't want to store it like it is. We want to turn it off, unplug it, and we just don't want to store it with, ideally just take this thing out here and then you can just kind of leave it open like that and then just put it in the cabinet or whatever you're going to do with it. Okay, the last thing I'm going to say, and I know that people who know how to cook rice are going to laugh at me. I don't care. I think I've cooked rice twice in my life. Now I did it this morning for the 3rd time. But I keep a little, for what we do, how to store rice long-term. May not have internet access, so I've got the instructions here. So I just kind of printed that off the net. But I also got cook the rice. So, it sounds funny if you already know how to cook rice, but whatever. But it tells you the proportions of rice and then water. So I have that handy too. And it's really simple, and it turns out great. So that's it. I hope you got something out of it. Let me know in your comments what you think. If I've forgotten something or did something wrong, please point that out. And also, again, let me know if you need me to bring it up to the church or to the club meetings. Thanks, and have a great Easter Sunday.